All right, I have a confession to make, and in the name of, being vulnerable, but correctly masculine vulnerable, I can't hide this anymore from you guys. I have a confession to make. You know how you have your strange addiction, your weird, odd addiction that maybe you don't tell people, whether it be like, that like fapping or some weird guilty pleasure you partake in, whether it's good or bad. I have one too. And this strange addiction I have is I like to roll around with hairy, filthy animals. And it's gotten so bad to a point where I even got a ringworm infection from one. I don't know if you can see. I have an infection over here. My barber, he noticed it. He noticed that I got infected and he was asking like, hey, what did this come from? Did like a girl bite your cheek or something? And then I just kind of got really shy and insecure, and I don't tell anyone about this. But here's the thing. I walk into this building with these disgusting, filthy, hairy animals every single day, and it stinks in there, but honestly, it's been the best thing I've ever done to my life so far. Let's say you are a trillionaire with the hottest, most beautiful woman in the world, with the best mansion, with the best cars, with the fastest cars and everything. Let's say that's you. The reason I partake in this strange addiction, and maybe I can convince you to become this weirdo with me, but the reason I partake in this strange addiction of rolling around with these stinky, filthy, hairy animals is because there's a realm of life that you will never access without rolling with these filthy, stinky animals. And this realm of life I'm talking about is the realm of strength and primal confidence. If I walk into a room and I'm a broke peasant and it's just me and you have your billions and your millions and you have all this amazing life. But let's say me and you end up in a room. It's just me and you. And I roll around with these filthy animals that get me infected with weird diseases. But you don't. You are cooked. It's over for you. Now, what do I mean by this filthy, disgusting habit of rolling around with hairy, large, gorilla-esque animals? I mean jujitsu, or MMA in general. Now look at me, right? And be my bro for a second. You've always wanted this. You've watched UFC, you've watched like WWE when you're The Undertaker, you've watched anime, you've watched Dragon Ball, you've watched Naruto, you've watched whatever these stuff we watched as children, right? And you've always had a burning desire as a young masculine man to partake in combat. You've always wanted this. Imagine that since your childhood, most like 90% of men, 99% of men have wanted something that has been beaten and throttled out of them by modern media and the Jews basically. And this is something you've wanted for so long, but you've never done it. There's nothing stopping you. You know all those mental health issues you have, that weird like brain fog you have, that weird like depressive phase where you just don't really want to exist anymore. You know all of your mental health issues within 2 to 3 weeks disappear when you start combat training. And I don't just mean any combat training. I used to do boxing for 2 years, right? And then I recently joined an MMA gym, which is amazing. I have never seen such a great quality of life improvement than within the past like month that I joined. Especially because when you train grappling, MMA or jiu-jitsu or wrestling, when you train grappling, because the nature of the sport is so like grappling and contact with these people, you're worried about making good friends. You know how many friends you'll make at an MMA gym? On top of that, the changes to your physique will be unbelievable. You have no idea how much your physique will change. You want to do bodybuilding and gym stuff? Bro, you will lean down like never before, and not lean down in the way where like you just become a feather and you lose all of your muscle. You will lean down in a way where you actually grow new muscle because of new stimulus. And I'll explain more about this in a second, but especially because summer is coming, this is a really good time for you to enroll in some sort of mixed martial art or, possibly jiu-jitsu place. What muscle am I talking about that's weird? You know this oddly new trend nowadays that you see like girls talking about, oh, he's daddy or something. You know this weird new trend? How do you achieve this like dad bod / daddy physique? It's not through the bodybuilding aesthetic David Lade type physique. It's through the type of manly functional muscle. What do I mean? I mean the type of muscles that almost make you look like a freak. Basically wrestler muscles. Which are what muscles basically? Your neck, your traps, your upper back. And when you grow it through combat, not only does a muscle actually get weirdly bigger, look at wrestlers' necks. Not only does a muscle get weirdly bigger, but it actually becomes very, very functional, which means it's not just there for looks like how you train. You actually can do a lot with it. You're very strong. This is the muscle that actually begins to look scary, looks freaky, doesn't just look aesthetic and good. You actually look like a warrior at this point. That's how you grow this muscle, by training in combat sports. It makes you look dense, like these you know those lumberjacks that are 40 years old and they're so heavy. They're not fat, but they're not like, David Lade aesthetic. It makes you look like that. It makes you look like a warrior. Now, it's different when you start cutting down so much for a fight. I'm not talking about that right now, but it makes you look dense and strong as hell. And without this strength and functional muscle, there's a whole realm, there's a whole world that you've never accessed, and you will never be the type of man who's confident, because at any time, you know that if you walk into the room of strong warriors, you know that you're cooked at any point and you don't stand a chance. If anything were to ever hit the fan in some random scenario or situation, you cannot protect yourself, you cannot protect your family, you cannot protect your loved ones. And this, although you might not think of it right now, it takes a toll on your confidence day by day, and it slowly subtracts and deletes from it. And I don't want that for you, because I genuinely care about you, bro. That's why within my family of Blackthorn, we have literal fighters who've taken like MMA fights and everything. We don't have like any weak mindset people. We have strong warriors, and we can forge a mindset like that in you. We have guys meeting up all the time in different countries and different places in the world. It's a wholesome, genuine family. None of this weird, oh bro, you'll make $7 billion a day type shit. And soon, we're going to be traveling together and having like sparring competitions, like jiu-jitsu, martial arts, whatever. And it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be so fun. I'm telling you, man, this is a proper group of warriors, not like any of these stupid, nerdy little groups. We're not a group of faggots. We're a genuine elite family. And if you're tired of this weak mindset bullshit, like woke stuff all over the world, if this sounds attractive to you, then click the first link in the description and join Blackthorn Capital. This might be the butterfly effect, that weird one thing you did that 10 years down the line, you realize this has changed my life forever. Like that first video you ever discovered about changing your body, and now you're jacked. This is the one decision that you should make. For a little over $1 a day, and you have a full 7-day refund guarantee if you don't like it for some reason, which you will. Click the first link in the description. I'll see you inside. Wish not for a lighter load, but for a stronger back.